Hello and welcome back, and that's right, here I am in Taipei, Taiwan. I've just got back from QNAP's partner event where they revealed a whole host of new hardware, and although I'm going to talk about a lot of solutions in the next coming days alongside all the stuff with Computex and Synology's event as well, I will highlight that this is one I wanted to talk about very quickly, as it's one a number of you have requested for a while. Before we go any further though, I apologise for any echo while I'm talking here. I'm recording this from the hotel room. I've done loads of stock footage that you can see on screen throughout these events, but the best way to get the best sound quality right now is to record it after the event as we go through stuff. If I try to record all of these videos throughout Computex actually at the event, try as I might, the sound quality is just never as good. So I'm going with this, even if it's a little bit more of a rigmarole to edit. It allows me to cover things in greater detail and get confirmation on a lot of products after they're revealed. So, to business. The QNAP TVS-h874T4. That's right, a Thunderbolt 4 solution. Finally. Now I say finally because let's be honest, those of you that follow the channel or have stumbled across this video because you knew about a certain other QNAP Thunderbolt 4 device are going to be slightly kind of, this all sounds familiar. You're right. Back in the early Jan 2022, QNAP did reveal a Thunderbolt NAS, the TVS-h874T4. And then nothing came of it. We didn't see this NAS, we didn't hear about this NAS, and most of us, myself included, are pretty much thinking it is gone. But still, nonetheless, with that gone, I think right now QNAP have put a lot of weight behind this particular product, this new 8 and 6 bay solution for their Thunderbolt series, arriving with Thunderbolt 4. Now, these systems arrive with, let's get my specifications there up on screen, the H674T and the H874T are arriving with Intel Core processors, either an i7 or an i9. And I'm sure all the information is there on screen for you, but alongside that, they're arriving with 32 or 64 gig of DDR4 memory, respectively. It's worth highlighting that is non-ECC memory, do bear that in mind. The systems also arrive alongside those powerful CPUs with PCIe Gen 4 architecture there, so that's a Gen 4x16 slot, and a couple of M2 NVMe slots that are Gen 4 for you to put super fast 7000 megs SSDs inside there. Now, why does this all sound familiar? Because this is pretty much the same architecture that we saw in the existing TVS-hX74 series. Ultimately, these are the same NASs as those, but arriving with a TB4 card inside a couple of ports. Now, the PCIe card for Thunderbolt 4 ports occupies two Gen 4x4 slots. Standard length there, so not the M2 slot there. So it occupies a slot that has a bandwidth of 8,000 megabytes per second on 4x4, which does allow enough bandwidth for those two Gen 4 ports side by side. Whether it would be able to utilize them in their entirety, I'm not so sure, because this is still Thunderbolt over IP. QNAP did reveal a slide that they got 1500 megs up and down via AJA that they showed, but again, we didn't have a lot of information about the file sizes there, a little bit more about the client test machine, but that's really it. Another thing that surprised me about this device is it's not arriving with 10 GBE off the bat. It's arriving with 2.5 gigabit Ethernet ports, a couple of them there, and 10 GBE is an optional extra. And again, they've got a bunch of first-party cards, but of course there are third-party ones. There's QNAP's QM2 card series there that allows you to have, there's even one card that's got two 10 GBE ports and two Gen 4 SSD slots on a single card. And because that Thunderbolt card is inside the 4x4 slot, you've only got the one upgrade card slot there, but it is 4x16 overall. This is an intriguing device, I've got to say that, and it's one that I kind of expected to come, given the 12th gen Intel inside these systems is tailor-made for Thunderbolt 4, and again, we've already seen this CPU in previous systems, so it wouldn't surprise me if QNAP repeat what they did with the 88X series and release a Thunderbolt card upgrade for this system for those of you that have already got the 874 series prior to this. But I will say, I still didn't get full confirmation that that was going to be a thing, and because of continued Thunderbolt shortages, and be that the cards themselves or even the components that go towards power delivery and Thunderbolt 4 connectivity are still quite hard to come by. It wouldn't surprise me if one of the reasons they don't release a card is simply it's just not going to be available, and therefore they'll dedicate those cards to preset solutions. Again, moving forward from this, the HDMI port in there is HDMI 1.4 just 1.4, much like we've seen previously there. It's, the USB is USB 3.2 Gen 2, so everything is pretty much identical to what we've seen in the 874 and 674 series we've seen prior to this. It's just arriving in a much more ramped up fashion with that CPU and of course Thunderbolt connectivity there on the rear. Now, with regards to pricing and availability, well, pricing we can probably tackle first. I would have liked to have said that it's going to arrive at a not dissimilar price point to the XT series that came before it, but unfortunately we're still talking about Thunderbolt 4 and it having slight availability and production issues at the component level, so it wouldn't surprise me if this is going to negatively impact that price point. Even though they've removed 10 GBE presumably as a means to keep this at an affordable price point, it still means that to keep within that price point and adding 10 GBE to add it to the localized network over 10G is going to cost you a bit more, or otherwise as a Thunderbolt solution in of itself it's going to cost a little bit more. In terms of availability though, they were incredibly keen to highlight this is going to be a Q3 2023 release. That means your July to September window, which for me means September. Realistically, this isn't a solution that I could see them rolling out in the August of the year, so I would definitely say go for September on a release like this. Now, there was another Thunderbolt 4 solution I'm going to talk about in another video. I already did like a YouTube short and an article about it, and that one is particularly intriguing. It's a different kind of Thunderbolt solution, and dare I say a very unique market solution as well, that's built around the use of M2 NVMEs and Thunderbolt 4. So if you're watching this and you've been considering a Thunderbolt solution from QNAP, but the idea of slower hard drives has slightly put you off, do look out for my video very, very soon regarding the TVS-h874T4, a Thunderbolt 4 and 5 M2 NVMe solution arriving in ES.1 format. Again, more on that video when it comes up. But this has been everything we know about the TVS-h874T4 and the 674T, I should say. It's their fault, they've changed the model IDs around. If you want to learn more, there should be an article linked in the description where we go into a lot more detail about this product. As well as that, we're going to be doing further information and videos that from everything we've learned from the QNAP Partners Day, alongside everything from all the other brands we discuss over at Computex and more. So do stay tuned for that. But maybe you've got questions about this device. Maybe there's stuff that I've missed that you want to know. Go in the comments and we'll be seeing QNAP again during Computex, so we can put your questions to them about this product for a follow-up video. And hopefully this will see release, unlike that 464T4. Where the hell is it? But apart from that, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for bearing with me in this echoey hotel room. And apart from that, I will see you next time.